going through life, you work for a company, you're a member of the armed forces, or you're a politician, or it doesn't really matter what your profession is. We'll just say a hypothetical example. You go through life and you're trying to impress your superiors because you also feel that what they tell you is right and you want to move up the ladder, climb the corporate ladder, as we like to say. And yet at the same time, you find that few things make sense. You're oftentimes questioning yourself, you're questioning your own sanity, and you work with your boss. You read 48 Laws of Power, and you go with the first law, never outshine the master. And you try to flatter your boss through servile attempts of flattery and numerous other issues. However, your boss has also read the 48 Laws of Power too, and goes off the law, don't trust friends, use enemies. So your best efforts to flatter your boss fail, and you fall flat on your face. And in fact, your boss begins to resent you because you have absolutely nothing in common. In fact, your boss also practices let others work and take the credit for their work. And you find yourself a victim of this. You find yourself beginning to question yourself because your best efforts put you on an emotional roller coaster. Are you doing it for your nation, for your company? Your self-loathing increases because you realize that the things that you see are just complete and total fabrications and lies. You try to protect your reputation, another one of the 48 Laws of Power, and yet it causes you to continue to question yourself. You create your own identity, but it doesn't work because it's not your own identity. You're simply conforming to the thoughts and perceptions of others, and you're falling victim to this. You begin to question your own sanity because you're constantly self-conflicted, and your self-worth is going down every single day. You find yourself depressed, melancholy, enraged, internally conflicted. You constantly find no real purpose in life. And you can't find a real purpose because you're trying to live to a counterfeit purpose. The purpose that you'd expect your superiors want you to have. And yet, you constantly find yourself even more depressed. No matter what you achieve or how far you go in whatever your attractive life is, whether you're in a powerful company, a military officer, or a politician, or even, heaven forfend, an academician, you find that all of it's for naught. It just seems so empty. And no matter what your great achievements are, they're taken credit for by others, that you have no actual achievements of your own. And suddenly life begins to feel like it's a gigantic film, where it just doesn't make any sense and it's one episode after another, where things don't really line up and your depression and your self-loathing continues to grow. You try to combat it, you try to make a name for yourself, and it just doesn't work. Because ultimately you're not working towards your own ends. You don't know yourself. And finally, this begins to take you down to the very end of this downward spiral, to where nothing you do feels like it matters and your self-loathing is maxed out. Even if someone actually holds a weapon to your head, you still have these feelings and nothing will change it. Life is just at the very end. And no matter what you do and how you reflect within yourself, that feeling of depression, that melancholy, and that self-loathing, it's with you all the time. You just can't get away from it. You try to get away from yourself and you try to take vacations, and yet you're stuck with yourself. Because you've lived this way for years, and you don't know any other way to do it. Finally, you see random other people who have happiness inside, but you ask why. Why are random other people happy inside, and you're not? You look in the mirror, and that feeling of depression continues to grow. That melancholy gets worse. You're accepting the counterfeit old world. You're accepting the 48 Laws of Power and how you're trying to fit into it. And yet ultimately, you succeed at nothing. You find yourself climbing towards irrelevance. And finally, people begin to regard you as irrelevant. They see that look in your eyes wherever you go, whatever you do. You try to hide it behind sunglasses, but they can still tell that your self-loathing is maxed out and you're someone who can easily be taken advantage of. Finally, when that self-loathing is maxed out, there's no hiding it. And you cannot find any way around that self-loathing. No matter what your great achievements are, it completely encompasses everything you do. It dictates your entire life and your self-image. Finally, you're left intellectually and emotionally constipated. It's in every aspect of your life, and there's no escape, and you can't see it any other way. If you're lucky, you'll get retirement,